it's not this, as hard as I've worked on biomedicine, I've worked triple that amount in aesthetics. Okay. I've worked so hard to, get the goals, achieve all those things, that you want as an injector. And the basics of, I think, any business is honesty. Be honest. You've got to turn people away, or you've got to, tell them there is a lot of filler in your lips right now, and you're risking migration, you're risking a lot of other things, scar tissue that comes into place. There's lots of stuff that's happening there. So we need to really advise you responsibly. And that is where I think that we are going to touch obviously about the industry. And I think that is where we need to really work on it, is ethical, medic or non-medic, ethical injectors, people that are looking out for the best interests of their client, really.
Hi guys, it's Holly here at Faces and welcome back to the Face It podcast. Today I am here with the lovely Fizza, who is the founder and CEO of Chorlton Cosmetic Clinic. Fizza, thank you so much for jumping on and speaking with me today.
Hi Holly. It's my pleasure, absolutely.
Good. So let's just kick things off by talking a bit about your business then. So do you want to just give us some insight into how you got into the aesthetics industry and how you built your business to where it is today?
Yes, absolutely. So my background is in biomedicine. So I've got a background in science, and basically I love beauty. I love anything that's aesthetically pleasing, and that is where that spark came from, and that passion. And I started out in 2019. I started out very small, from one room, and I built it up to a clinic. And yeah, I mean, that journey in itself was a difficult one, but it was enjoyable at the same time. So yeah.
Amazing. So with regards to your background in, is it biomedical science? Did you say, sorry?
Biomedical science, that's right.
What was the initial kind of goal for you in terms of a career, and why did that change?
So my goal as a career was to get into something I absolutely love. Okay. And that eventually changed into like, I actually really love this, and I actually really want to make a difference in the industry. I want to, grow. I want to be able to see immediate results. I want to get the aesthetics goals that people are looking for. And then it just grew. The passion just grew and grew and grew. And I mean, I'm so thankful I found aesthetics, because biomedicine was not for me. Even though I had the knowledge, I feel like I was always a beauty girl. So
Oh, amazing. But the thing is, with the medical side of aesthetics, I'm sure, your qualification does come in handy, does it not, in terms of like providing, quite scientific information to your clients, and that side of things.
So my background, yes, obviously there's a lot of human anatomy, there's a lot of science, there's a lot of like research based. It's not based off of aesthetics. Aesthetics itself is a separate industry. I didn't do biomedicine to work in beauty. I've done biomedicine to treat patients and to research and find out more about illnesses. I always say that aesthetics is a well woman clinic. It's not, it isn't a medical clinic. It is a well woman clinic. They are healthy people who are choosing to go through cosmetic procedures. And it is another totally separate part of, it's a totally separate industry. It has nothing to do with, and I think a lot of people in my background or medical background, or people that got science background will agree that we didn't go to medical school, or we didn't go to healthcare. We didn't go through all this education to then go into aesthetics. I had to relearn everything fresh.
Yeah.
And and I'm still learning. You learn something every day. So yeah, I do think separate industry altogether.
Okay, yeah, that's really interesting actually, and I do agree with you certainly. With regards to your clients and your treatments, then, obviously everyone has a different type of client base. Some people focus on sort of a certain demographic, and it just happens that way. What sort of clients do you service, and what sort of treatments are you finding that they are interested in at the moment?
Well, we all know dermal fillers are one of our most popular treatments. So yeah, dermal fillers, you've got your anti-wrinkle injections. Those are, the basics of aesthetics. So those two have been really popular for myself. But I think with my clients, there isn't a particular genre or demographic I'm going after. I'm looking for clients that want satisfaction. They want a practitioner who sits with them and goes through their aesthetic goal, what is actually possible, what is not possible.
Yeah.
Sometimes people do come in with unrealistic expectations, and just kind of managing those expectations, managing that kind of, well, this is safe, this isn't safe. That's the kind of clients I would prefer having in my clinic. And even if they're not like that, I eventually convert them into like that. So
Amazing. Yeah, I
yeah.
think it's really important to educate clients that there's no one size fits all with aesthetics. And I think now a lot of people are sort of realizing that. So finding an injector who you trust to kind of go on that journey with is so much more valuable. And it means that you can get the most out of your client as well, can't you? Because, you can, like you say, everybody has different anatomy, everybody has different goals and expectations, and you can work with them closely on that. Whereas I think like 10 years ago, it was like, okay, I just want to get like one more lips and like a mill in my cheeks. And like, it was like, it's kind of like, it's categorized as that. Whereas now it's more about, okay, what do you as an individual want to achieve and how can we do that? Do you agree?
Absolutely. So I never sell by mill. I don't agree with that concept at all. I kind of explain to them that in one sitting we can inject this much product safely, okay? But we don't know as a practitioner actually how much you need until it's injected.
Yeah.
We actually don't know. I mean, there's no, and we can't expect you to know that. We can't expect you to say, I need 1 ml. Well, we don't know that. So I always tell them that it's a process. The aesthetics industry came about to replace treatments that were under the knife.
Yes.
And, this industry was never do, quick treatments. It's not like getting your nails done. It is not like getting your lashes done. It is something that is a journey, and we want to make it as nice as possible. We want to, get the ultimate goal and achievements. And that's even on my page. I've mentioned that be picky with the injectors, but I'm also picky with my clients.
Yeah.
I want people, I want people to understand that this is something that's come here to replace going under the knife. So it's gonna be a process. Yes, we can achieve that lip, or yes, we can get that, face structure that you're looking for, but it will take time, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, with regards to a lot of clients, I think, there are, I mean, when I say clients, I mean sort of people who like the kind of overfilled look and, maybe just don't take as much time to kind of work with their injector on, what would actually suit them. So would that be the type of person that you maybe wouldn't want to kind of bring into clinic and service?
No, I welcome everybody into the clinic. I would welcome everybody into the clinic, but would I inject them? No, I wouldn't. I would, ethics comes into place. I would explain to them that, and I've had it before where I've had clients come in, not too long ago, I had somebody come in and, I thought she was having an occlusion because basically her lips were white. They were so pale. And she had said that she got them done elsewhere, obviously. And, she wanted more. And I, obviously I just said, look, I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's not this, as hard as I've worked on biomedicine, I've worked triple that amount in aesthetics. Okay. I've worked so hard to, get the goals, achieve all those things, that you want as an injector. And the basics of, I think, any business is honesty. Be honest. You've got to turn people away, or you've got to, tell them there is a lot of filler in your lips right now, and you're risking migration, you're risking a lot of other things, scar tissue that comes into place. There's lots of stuff that's happening there. So we need to really advise you responsibly. And that is where I think that we are going to touch obviously about the industry. And I think that is where we need to really work on it, is ethical medic or non-medic, ethical injectors, people that are looking out for the best interests of their client, really.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree more with that, because at the end of the day as well, aside from the safety aspects, your clients are your advertisement as well. So, it's first of all, you wouldn't
It's an
want
artwork. Your name's all over it. Piece of
exactly
art. It's all over
100%.
it.
So with regards to your client base and how you've built that then, so obviously you've been in the industry for around 4 years now, built up a really solid business, you've got multiple locations and everything. How did you grow your client base and start developing that? Because I think that's something that a lot of practitioners do struggle with, at least in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. So I think start slow and steady. I think getting your name out there is really important. Any opportunity, and I know it sounds so opportunist, but that's what business is. This like the difference between working in a hospital setting and having your own aesthetics clinic, or how working in like, I suppose, working for somebody else as a beautician and having your own beauty salon, is that it's yours. You need to get your name out and you need to market. So marketing is definitely really important. Any opportunity, you're out with your friends, someone's like, oh, I really like your lips, oh my gosh, you look great. Get your name out there. Be like, yeah, I do this. I can see this on your face. I can see that on your face. And I always say to people, I'm like, as soon as somebody walks into my clinic, I can tell, I notice things. I can, I look past their skin. I can see where there's, maybe a bit of fat that needs to be replaced, a bit of lifting that could happen. So get your name out there, get, any opportunity, get your friends to refer you, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It does help.
Yeah, 100%. And I think a lot of the time it's about having the confidence to do that. But, be confident. It's what you're doing, it's what you're passionate about, it's your business at the end of the day. So I completely agree with you. I think often opportunities can be missed, but you've got to have that business head on to actually, see that.
Yes, definitely. It's a business at the end of the day, and running a business ethically is what will get you a successful business. And running it, obviously just for the money, you're gonna be going around in circles. It's never gonna end well.
Yeah,
So yeah.
absolutely. All the practitioners that I speak to, like yourself, who have built up a really solid business, say the same thing. You've got to be in it for the love of what you do, and in the passion. And if you decide to train into aesthetics because you think that you're going to be making 10 grand in the first month, you're not going to. So, and you're not going to last very long. It's all about that client relationship and really showing that you love the industry and the business that you're building.
Definitely.
With regards to the faces up then, I know you've been using faces for quite some time. Do you want to just talk a little bit about how faces has helped with the runnings of your business, but also what features you enjoy using and why?
So I absolutely love faces. I absolutely rely on faces every day to get the consent forms out, to get people more knowledgeable about you can edit like your consent forms, and you can ask specific questions like, if you had this treatment in the past, how many mLs have you already had? How many treatments have you had? Do you remember dates? That kind of stuff. You can edit that kind of stuff, which is great because prior to any procedure, obviously, I'd like to take the read. I'd like to know what the actual client history is.
Yeah.
And this really promotes that. And I think that's perfect for the new sort of upcoming, regulations or upcoming sort of changes, is that, that they promote that, which is great. It makes it a lot easier to be a good practitioner. When you can do things like send consent forms back digitally, or kind of explain the procedure, and the aftercare gets sent out as well, which is great. I also purchase quite a bit from Faces. The pharmacy is a great little tool because I know it's reliable. I know where my product is coming from. I know they've been vetted. So that is another avenue that I really do love about Faces.
Amazing. No, thank you for that. I think you're so right. It's I think clients, a lot of clients actually find comfort in knowing that their practitioner is using faces, not only because they're gaining the correct consent. But also, if you order your products from Faces, you know that you're getting them from a licensed pharmacy or wholesaler, and they are going to be authentic and legitimate. And I think
Yeah.
clients are sort of aware of that now. So I think for anyone who's particularly not got a medical pin to kind of promote, I think even just saying that, you run your business from Faces is now becoming a lot more recognized within the industry amongst clients, because even to order products from Faces, you have to have valid insurance, you have to have your training certificates. So it does show a lot to that client and to other
Yeah.
companies as well.
Absolutely. The whole vetting process is like, they check your insurance, they remind you the insurance is running out, they check your certificates, and then you have a platform where you can put in your work, you can get reviews. There's a lot that, but yeah, of course, from the client perspective, if I was going to a clinic, I would like to know that they're using Faces.
Yeah.
I would prefer, yeah, that they are.
No, that's great. With regards to other treatments that you're potentially going to be adding to your treatment list or training in, do you have anything sort of upcoming that you're going to be learning soon or in the process of learning?
At the moment, I think polynucleotides, so these skin boosters they're revolutionizing totally the industry. I mean, from what I can see from my results, I think a lot of clients have benefited with the 70 hyaluronic, I believe that's the newest one that I was reading about. Profilo as well. Of course, that's been around for years, isn't it? But 70 hyaluronic is like the newest one, and I've been using that recently in the clinic. But I've noticed some great results. So that is something that I probably will introduce as a training academy, and possibly include that as part of when we do face fillers, because I think it's a great alternative for clients who do not want to get dermal fillers straight away. They want some, hydration.
Absolutely. And I think also skin boosters is quite a good introduction to injectables as well, because they can be a bit less invasive. Obviously, the results can be incredible. So maybe clients who are concerned about getting dermal filler treatments, but want to sort of experiment with injectables, I think it's quite a nice introduction into that. Because a lot of them, there can be superficial injections, a bit more comfortable than dermal filler, for example. So it just gives them that kind of opportunity to experience what it might be like, for example. With regards to regulation then, so moving on to that point, I know you've touched on it a little bit already. What are your thoughts on what the government has announced? So obviously we're aware of the traffic light system, which they've put together. Nothing set in stone yet, but they're very much kind of looking to see how that would fit and gathering information from everybody around what everybody's thoughts are. How do you feel about that?
So I respect any injector that is ethical, medic or non-medic. I know some great non-medic ones, and I know some great medic injectors, and I think regulations are going to be perfect for people who are actually serious about this business. There are many people out there, like you said, do it for the money, or think it's going to be, easy. It's not an easy field. It's just like any other field. You've got to work hard at it. We've got some. Regulations is going to put in some consistency. I don't know about the traffic light system, because some of the things didn't add up. So, I mean, I don't know if that is something that's going to work in the future, because aesthetics is continuously changing. It's constantly, we are getting new treatments in and new things in, and they're going to have to keep adding onto this list. So if it was a generalized, like, this is what we're going to do, this is the qualification you need, and this is how such and such, premises should work, which makes a lot more sense, similar to microblading and tattooing. Okay. As far as this medic, non-medic situation, that is, in my opinion, I think it's unnecessary. We are all aesthetic practitioners. We have all come from different backgrounds, and we are all working to have successful businesses, and all working to, promote safe injectables. We're all working. We're on the same team. No one's superior to one's inferior. No, we're all there to support each other. And I do think, fine, fair enough, if you've got medical knowledge, but you've done that for yourself. I've done biomedicine for myself to go into a different field. I'm not done biomedicine to then, go into aesthetics. I chose aesthetics after going into another field. So in my opinion, I think the regulations are going to be brilliant for some people, and for some people, obviously, it's going to be like, well, okay, well, I need to come out of this game. So it is going to pick and choose the more serious ones that are, like I said, running themselves ethically.
Yeah, and I think then, in that respect, clients will feel a lot more at ease knowing that those who are still running their businesses are doing things correctly. Because obviously right now there's no legal right and wrongs with aesthetics. So I think from a client's point of view, clients will feel a lot more kind of, what's the word? They'll feel a lot more confident when they're choosing an injector, particularly those who have, never had treatments before. I think it can be such a minefield to know, this person looks great on Instagram, but are they insured? Are they fully trained? Are they doing things ethically? Whereas when the regulation does come in, it's going to give them that confidence that, okay, the standards are there, and also there are consequences for if something is not done correctly as well.
Yes, absolutely. And I think, yeah, like it is important to have a regulation in place. It is important to have, like I said, consistency. Just like any other field, starting from your microblading to your massages to your laser, everywhere it's got some kind of consistency in place, some kind of rules, and some kind of level of practice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think, and I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all, because I feel like I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah.
I'm doing what in my head, because at the moment there isn't a regulation. So I'm kind of making up my own safe way of injecting people and doing the best I can and looking out for that best interest of the client. And I think as long as I do that, I think that should make me sufficient as an injector.
Yeah, 100%. No, I completely agree with you. Just finally, to kind of finish on more of a positive note then, so you touched on training academy. So can we expect to have an academy with you very soon? Is that happening?
I'm so sorry. Could you repeat that?
Sorry, I'll just rephrase. So you mentioned earlier about training academy. So do you want to just talk a bit about that and sort of what's to come in the next 12 months or so for the business?
For my training academy, so I already do but I do my training in a very different way. So I train people for 6 months. I don't train, it's not a one-day thing.
Yeah.
In 6 months, they build a portfolio with me, and then I can sign them off and say, okay. And it's run very much like as if they're sort of calling in their own client. I'm monitoring every step of the way, just like you do if you were to start in any industry. You'd get training, you'd get shadowing, and once they feel competent, then they can. And I only do it one-to-one, so do it very small scale. As the big, obviously training academies. But yes, in the next 12 months, yeah, we're definitely growing. We're definitely getting bigger. We have a lot of interest. And at times I'm having to obviously turn away students because I cannot fit everybody. If I'm doing it one-to-one,
Yeah, and over like
I'm one person.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, I think that's a great way of doing it because, I hear about practitioners not gaining support or enough information from their training academies all the time, or false information at times. It's almost like kind of churned in, churned out, and that is what's going to make a practitioner who potentially doesn't know what they're doing within this industry if their training hasn't been up to scratch. So I really like the idea of the 6 month period because I think 6 months is a really good amount of time when you're doing something consistently to actually feel, okay, I'm getting this, I feel confident, and I know what I need to know. So would you say that, from your students' perspective and feedback, once you say, okay, here you go, here's your certificates, they're very much on the road to success then.
Yeah, 100%. I think most of my students, they are finding a lot of success because they are very confident. And when they get approached about any kind of treatment, they're knowledgeable. That's what sells, your knowledge. We're looking at it's a business, isn't it? So if you're knowledgeable, you know what you're talking about, you know exactly how fillers work, how Botox works, muscles, your face structure, all that kind of stuff, then yeah, of course you're going to do better as a practitioner. You're not going to be as shaky, you're not going to hide. And yeah, I think for students, definitely. And also if you look at like for example, if you look at my field, okay, in biomedicine, not my field, my previous field, my ex field, now I'm in aesthetics.
Yeah.
But it's a practice. It's a practice. So that means that we are practicing our skill. Your GP is a GP practice. So we're practicing that skill lifelong, as long as we understand the safe procedure, the safety of the procedure, how to inject safely. And as long as we understand procedures and how to do them safely, then, that should give you confidence to then work with different scenarios. Now, in my clinic, every day I get something new. Like I'm like, oh, this happened. Okay, this person, said that this has happened to them, and that person said that this has happened to them. And it's great to have a community, a WhatsApp group or, some kind of support group. As knowledgeable as, 4 years is a long time to have, get different types of clinics and aesthetics, but still there are people out there that have been doing it for 10. And it's nice to have an opinion. It's nice to have, even in a hospital setting, if we feel like, I don't know, do you think my opinion is correct on this? And you've got someone there. And it's good to have that. So I do think if regulations do bring in this great kind of support system, support network, and they do it in a very positive way, then no one should be feeling intimidated. And also, it's a growing field you're practicing, so there will be times where you don't know something, and it's okay to ask. And that's what I tell my students.
That's it, like you say, no matter how experienced you are, every client who comes through that door is a different person with a different experience, with a different health background. There's, it's like working in a pharmacy, for example. You don't know who's going to come through that door and what issue they're going to have. So I think it's so important to be adaptable and also, just continue supporting each other and educating yourself, like you say. So important. 100%.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast today, Fizza. It's been really, really insightful speaking to you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
See you soon.